Good evening. Around 1,000 new homes will be built on a site at Barr to create the Birmingham 2022 Commonwealth Games Village. The flats and houses will be home to 6,500 competitors and officials during the Games and will then be made available for sale or rent. But while the housing will create a lasting legacy for the Games, which will benefit the area around the Alexander Stadium, there's a campaign for a new velodrome to be built there too. The Commonwealth Games organisers chose to stage the track cycling in London instead. Audrey Diaz is in Barr for us this evening. Audrey, tell us more about the plans for the Games Village.
Well, Mary, this is a big issue that Birmingham needed to prove when it said that it could deliver when it was awarded the Commonwealth Games. Now today, we got to look at those plans for the first time. The plans to house about 6,500 competitors and officials here in Barr. Now the site is the current location of the old University of Central England and Birmingham City University campus, just a mile away from the Alexander Stadium, which will be a key focus of these games. 1,000 new homes will be built here. There'll be a mix of apartments and townhouses, and after the Games those will be converted for sale and rent to tackle the housing need in this particular part of the city. Eventually it's hoped that the developers will be able to build another 2,000 properties in this area.
It's a challenging build programme, obviously, with the two main venues, with the Alexander Stadium and the Athletes Village itself. So we're now really cracking on in terms of the development of both of those proposals. In terms of the village, we want to get a planning application in by the end of this year. We're going to start some of the demolition works in the summer.
Now there will be a meeting for local residents to see those plans at the Alexander Stadium on Thursday evening, Mary.
And Audrey, not everybody is happy with Birmingham's plans for the Commonwealth Games, are they?
That's right, Mary. Birmingham's plans to hold the track cycling event in London have come under criticism. Fans in the Midlands believe that this is a real missed opportunity to have the city's very own velodrome, as Dan Pallett reports.
This is as good as it gets. Manor Abbey in Hales Owen is fine for coaching kids, but like all the West Midlands velodromes, it's been left out in the cold. This velodrome is the closest one to Birmingham city centre, but it was built in 1948. As you can see, it's open air. As well as the cold, they can't race in the wet. Last summer, they lost 6 of their 18 meetings because of rain. And that's not the only problem. Hales Owen Cycling Club must regularly cut back the trees to stop moss growing on the track.
It's a wonderful facility. But modern tracks are indoor, 250 metres, wooden tracks, and it would be a golden opportunity to get an indoor facility for Birmingham with the Commonwealth Games.
Kay Jones is the daughter of Olympic cyclist Tommy Godwin. He won 2 bronze medals on the track at the 1948 Games. He later campaigned for a new velodrome to be built in Birmingham.
Almost certain that he would have been devastated that the track cycling is going to have to take place somewhere else. You know, we have the Games here. The local people are going to be able to watch swimming, athletics and many more sports, and unfortunately not cycling, so I think that would have disappointed him greatly.
It's expected that the London velodrome will host the track cycling for 2022, but campaigners haven't given up on a velodrome being built here after the Games.
What we're hoping would be to get an indoor velodrome as a legacy of the Commonwealth Games, and I think that would be a wonderful outcome if we could do.
Birmingham has just 4 years to prepare for the Games, but cycling is determined not to be forgotten in the rush. Dan Pallett, BBC Midlands Today, Hales Owen.
So Audrey, what have the Games organisers had to say about the velodrome and the cycling?
Well, we've spoken to the Birmingham 2020 bid team today, Mary, and they stress that the final schedule of the sports and where they'll be held is still to be finalised. Now, the one new facility that we do know of is a 60-metre aquatic centre, which is to be built in the Londonderry playing fields at Smethwick. Mary.
Audrey, thank you for that.